You're static.
Hello, world. Welcome to Americana. I'm Willie Montague.
And I'm Shakea Hinton.
Tonight, we're cutting through spin, shutting down excuses, and diving into the conversations the country is actually having. Seatbelts on, it's about to get real, right here on Americana. Well, tonight's topics is definitely going to be interesting. Trump's approval rises while Democrats' messaging collapses. What's the difference between MAGA and Republicans? AI influence, the new threat to American elections, and Trump and his reactions to the media. Without further ado, with the beautiful Shakea here with us, let's get into this uprise going on, y'all. They rising. New polling shows Trump's approval is climbing now at 41%, not because the media changed, but because Americans are done listening to the Democrat excuses for a cost of living crisis they created.
Boo. Fake news.
Well, the numbers don't lie.
Child, the only numbers that I've seen, and this is from a Fox News reporting, let me pull it up really quick. It said 75% says the country isn't in good economic standing, while 25% says that it's good. So who's the truth teller here? Because you live by Fox News, and that is from Fox.
Okay.
Mid-November.
Okay. This is saying that his approval ratings for him, not about the economy, is rising.
Well, are they not synonymous?
Because economy is a part of overall. I think they're saying his overall approval is, we could all say that any party, Shakea, can do better with.
I didn't say anything about party, Willie.
that anybody can do better with the economy. The economy is not up to par, and I would say that being a Republican, because
can we pin that, please?
Yep, pin it and bring it back later. But the economy, any economy can change. I don't think it's ever going to be back to a place of perfection, because the way that we look at it, you see the increase in livelihood, the way people want to live, and then you look at the prices, you look at different things going on. So I don't think we'll ever be back where we can go and see $1.50 gas. That's just not going to happen ever. I mean, if it does, well, it does not. But anyway, so with this, I'm excited that the approval rating is rising, because it shows
for Donald Trump.
Because that shows that the power is in our hands.
That is actually shocking that his approval rating is increasing. What source where did you get this from?
This came, now you remember, I do not remember. I'm like, where did I get it from? No, I think I seen it on a report. Actually, it wasn't Fox News. It actually was a more left-leaning news source. I just cannot remember which it was.
And that is actually shocking, because the reports I've seen and the news that I've consumed are actually saying the complete opposite. His approval rating is actually tanking, in addition to their approval of the economy. Like, the polls are saying that. So I wonder where this spike in interest is coming from. Perhaps this tour that he's doing now, trying to get people to believe that the economy and all the things are better, affordability, which a word he said the Democrats made up, but he ran on affordability during his previous campaigns. So I don't know.
Well, I look like this. I think that President Trump, you may not agree with it, but people often do not like the fact that when people move in a powerful, I'm not going to say aggressive, in a powerful way, such as President Trump, it is the art of the deal. He is a good negotiator.
So this is The Apprentice. So the American people are currently being forced to be contestants on The Apprentice, is what you're saying.
The Democrats are the contestants. And
what are we fighting for?
they are fired. And this is why we're getting into the midterms. We get into the midterms where they are getting ready to see themselves being fired. But I want us to look at this for real.
Sure.
And I want you guys out there, you guys put in the comments or whatever, what has Democrats done that can give any remote comparison to any approval of success? Because I haven't seen it.
Well, we've had
on a national level.
Yeah, sure. I think we've had affordable health care, which is what they are contending for now. And they still have yet to come to a consensus, both the Republicans and Democrats. In a couple of weeks, and I think even like days probably, the deadline to have this solidified as to what health care is going to look like next year is coming to a close, and they don't have a resolve. So, I mean, both parties have areas that we
She only got the health care, as I said.
Listen, but we have to move on to the next topic.
Because they know they got nothing else. What's the difference between MAGA and Republicans? And for those that don't know, MAGA is Make America Great Again.
Mercy.
There seems to be a very fine line between those who are Republicans and those who identify as MAGA. And that's interesting because Marjorie Taylor Greene just did a 6-minute interview.
She did last night,
And when they asked her about, are you MAGA? She said, I'm America first. They kept trying to get her, beta. It's like, so do you not agree with MAGA? And she's like, this is what Trump policies are on, is MAGA. I'm America first.
Yeah.
So this is very interesting because me, myself, being a Republican, there is a big difference between that because I have never subscribed. Jokingly, I may have said it, but I really am more of a Republican. Frederick Douglass. I don't even
traditional.
Right. I do not even like the whole America First thing myself.
Really?
The reason I don't like America First is because I feel like there is ties to racism with America First. And it was some individuals that used that back in the day that was kind of more of like America First, but it was more like white America First. And people may not know that, and you go research, and please, y'all people don't come to my inbox. But what I'm trying to say is that when we look at it now, to me, it's God first, America matters. That's how I put it. Because if we're saying that this is the country's one nation under God, I believe we need to put him first, and then America needs to matter. And it needs to matter before it matters to any other country.
I think one day we should talk about the God of the America.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we should one day.
Okay.
Because times have changed. Obviously, what you and I are following by in our personal lives is not the same doctrine that the entire country is running by any longer, right? And so because the Republican Party has emphasized and weaponized Christianity, it has now been deemed as the God of slavery and all those things. So maybe one day we'll talk about that.
That would be interesting. That sounds like we're going to be having some Hebrew conversation.
Ooh, God. Yes.
So with that, as we're talking about this shift between the two, there is something that I think everybody needs to be aware of, and that is the fact that Republicans from the beginning never would have been, I think, even as we look at Martin Luther King and others who at that time would have also been under the category of Republicans. And this is why it's important that people research Democrats. That's why I use the term progressive or left-leaning, because those are different categories. And even with Democrats, there's different
I was about to say
sectors.
the same thing. So within the Republican Party, I think there's like 3 different sectors. You have MAGA, what you just explained. You have a traditional Republican, which what you say you identify as. And then you have more of like a centrist, right? And then the same with the Democrats. You have the progressive, the leftists, as you call us, whatever. And then you have your moderate Democrats, and then you also have like your centrists. And so each of those are all within the party currently, right? But I think sometimes we can interchange those because MAGA folks are really emphasizing DEI, culture wars, harsh immigration policies, those sorts of things. Whereas you, how we've interacted over the last year or so, you identify mostly with like open markets, going to the traditional basis of what the Republican Party stood for, right? Me, I am in between like a moderate and a progressive. I'm progressive on issues that pertain to the identity of a person, right? Versus completely trying to annihilate them or have them completely removed from the United States. So I am interchangeable, but mostly I find myself as a moderate Democrat. not as like a complete progressive as you have painted me to be.
Well, I am so glad to hear this.
Child.
This warms my heart.
Oh, please. Please.
It just wasn't hard, but I didn't never see you as like extreme progressive, because it probably would be way different, more conversations than that.
We be throwing these things at each other.
Right. But I would say that this is why it's important for people to know that there's a difference, because when we sit down and have these conversations, we often put everything under an umbrella, and that's why I don't like certain catchphrases. That's why I don't like certain, when it comes down to every election cycle is, oh, we're this, we're that. Oh, and I think we have to just get back to the bare and essentials. So,
and that makes me think too, when Marjorie did her interview yesterday, she mentioned obviously the America First thing. Is that going to be a sub of MAGA?
No, because they were using America First during Trump's 2024 campaign. It was some sectors. There's a whole organization about America First. They wear blue hats though, and it says America First on it. That's the one with Nick Fuentes. That's why I said it was racist.
Now that little joker there.
All right.
Oh, yeah, we'll talk about him.
I want him on the show. We have to take a quick commercial break, but don't move. When we get back, we're going to talk about AI influence and what is happening and how is influencing America's elections. Don't go anywhere. This is Americana. All right, welcome back to Americana. We're getting ready to talk about AI influence, the new threat to American election. New studies show that artificial intelligence can shape public opinion more powerfully than traditional campaign ads. That raises a massive question. Are Americans actually choosing their leaders, or is an AI choosing for them? Why?
Because you know my answer.
Who is choosing our leaders in America?
Elon Musk.
So you're trying to say Elon Musk is controlling all AI?
Yes.
No.
He is the reason why we are in this predicament with Trump as our current sitting chief of this country.
Elon Musk is not the reason why.
He
didn't create, now y'all correct me, he did not create ChatGPT.
No, he did not create ChatGPT. However, his rigged elections helped put Donald J. Trump back into office. Now, granted, Trump may have won this election.
Well, you just said it was rigged.
Just hear me out. Hear me out. Here's my train of thought.
Okay.
However, I do believe Kamala Harris had more votes than what was displayed on election night. I do. That is deep in my Noah. I feel that Auntie Kamala could have had a greater chance at winning. There is no way that more than half of this country believed in the things and the ideologies of Donald Trump.
Well, I will go back to this, because I don't know if we ever had this conversation, and I think it was more of, I don't think we could say it, I look at it this way, I think that people, also Democrats, some of what I saw was also in disagreement with the route in which she became the nominee. They felt
how
like
she was appointed?
Right. They felt like it was no actual choice. Like the people didn't get to have a voice.
We did not allow that.
Right.
Correct.
So I think that's why a lot of people said, okay, if this is already the route they're trying to do, maybe this is what we're going to be looking forward to, is going to be some shady stuff. So I think some people got tired.
But here we are, even tired. I'm tired of being sick and tired, right? Fannie Lou made him say that. Fannie Lou. Do you know who that is? No. Okay, we'll talk about her another day. However, I just think that AI is playing a huge role And it will be an issue for our upcoming midterm election. Not even just the midterms. I think it's here to stay, and it's going to continue evolving. There are videos on social media now, Willie, that people are currently in the store. A guy is walking around with the camera, and he's showing them like, hey, is this you? And it's of that person stealing or doing something inappropriate. And that person is like, I didn't do that. It was simply an AI video. Do you know many Black and brown people can be locked up because of that?
Yes, I know how AI...
Don't start. Don't you start your mess. We've been doing good.
I know how AI do, but that doesn't mean that we don't have this actually going on. And I know AI paints things, but the people behind it normally are probably some of the same colored people, because I think they just want to create drama and get these news feeds. People love drama. They love to have sensationalism. But to the point of that, I think it was more of the left that is more trying to control media plus, which is tied into this whole artificial intelligence.
How are we trying to control, when I say we, meaning the left, the Democrats, how are we trying to control the media when Donald Trump has his hands meddling in the Warner Bros. Buyout?
One, if you see all the kind of stuff that I see that pop up, I'm a Republican. I don't get no Republican notifications. That's
because your algorithm is crazy.
No, this means that they are taking over, because Facebook is just a leftist. So it's like
not.
It is. There's not a Republican bone.
So if Facebook is a leftist, then X is MAGA?
Nah.
Or Truth Social? Is that what Trump? That's his thing.
I think they're truth. They don't
fake news.
They don't take nothing but truth.
Here we go.
They don't take nothing but truth.
I was waiting.
But I'll say this again: the left is what is causing us, and we'll have a decline when we come to midterms, because I believe they're going to try to start rigging and using that, because they know Gen Z is that's what they're caught up in. We just had a particular congressperson, I won't mention his name, that basically that's all that he was doing. He created this whole concert centered around, Gen Z, but that's what they use. They use technology to be able to manipulate the minds of already fragile people.
No, I don't think it's manipulation. I think it's meeting people right where they are. If you are trying to reach a certain demographic of people and voters, you meet them where they usually get their news from. Gen Zers are going, and what is it? Gen Z
Alpha.
And Alpha, they are typically on social media, whether that's Facebook, Instagram, all these other new things.
But do they get their news at concerts?
They do. You're meeting people where they are. Intermission in between sets, since you want to talk indirectly and subliminally about a particular person, they were being informed about policies and legislation and how to get involved and organize.
Bingo, and that should have been illegal. You know
That's
why?
not illegal.
You know why it should have been illegal?
It's not
because
illegal.
It's like you're paying for or having
this
people
is
to
a
pay
part,
for that.
Nope, not at all. This is a part of a campaign.
But it wasn't promoted, because the same person got in trouble last year for the same reason.
I can't speak about what happened last year. All I know is that what you are referring to now was very much so legal, and it was done on the campaign, the C4 side.
Well, we'll see that, because we will see our day in court with the same individual.
C4.
Trump and the tension with the media. Donald Trump has increasingly snapped at reporters, more specifically women. Here we go, Lord dear.
Yes, sir.
Who questioned the administration during press events. I'm going to let you take this one, because you think that he's a woman hater.
He is a misogynist. And it's further than just hating women. He's a misogynist. He hates being questioned by women. And if they are a woman of color, he's extremely threatened.
Well, I don't know. Now, I'm going to say this, and y'all are not going to like it. But do you think it's that, or that's just the authority of a man that says, I know my role, I know my place? And, because some households, you wouldn't have that. And even some types of sects of religions would not have, or wouldn't even allow a woman to be able to approach a man.
You are absolutely correct. However, we are in these here United States.
We haven't in the United States.
That type of submission and hierarchy does not pertain to what we have in our society.
Maybe that's the problem.
No, it's not a problem. However, Trump is threatened by people who question him. He only knows how to respond with insults and disrespect when a woman or reporter, when the media questions him. Recently, he's called somebody piggy. He's told somebody that they're dumb, they have a low IQ, which is how Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett just launched her Senate campaign yesterday by only using sound bites that he has said against her. Do you not see that as genius?
I don't think it's genius because I don't think it's going to go anywhere.
Oh, it's going to definitely skyrocket.
But let's look at this. After someone and all the things that President Trump has been through over the last
80-something years.
8 years.
80-some years.
And going through 8 years, do you not think that by a certain time you get like, listen, I'm not coming here I'm not your pastor. I'm not coming here to do that. Yes, I'm the President of the United States.
Yes.
But I am tired of being disrespected, mistreated.
Yeah.
And so if you're going to come into basically my area, because most of the time they're in the White House.
Sure.
And you're going to come into my home.
Yeah.
And you're going to sit here and try to deflect and get this conversation to be what you want it to be. Of
and
course,
it's
I'm
not
gonna
even
respond
just
a certain way.
deflecting. And then I wish we could roll the tape back, because we just had this conversation last week about Auntie Maxine Waters, where you said that she was too old to be responding the way that she did regarding Trump, yet you're giving him a pass because he is a man.
No.
And because it's his house, like, help me.
Well, true. You don't come to the house. You don't come to people's houses and disrespect it.
No, you don't. But if me questioning you for understanding and clarity, because as a reporter, that's what you do. You ask questions that the American people who are watching the show would want to know. And if you get so irritable that you only can respond with hate and deflection, then that means, one, you're either hiding something, two, you are just not emotionally mature enough to handle this type of pressure. Do you not see that as an issue?
What happened to media requests and inquiry forms? Just send a media.
No, they still have that. But if you're having a press conference and you're inviting people to the White House, the press secretary...
But don't come if you know there is a premeditated intention to provoke the president of the United States.
No, it's not provocative. It is the intent of a journalist. You go in with questions that you want answered for your station. That's just like if you go to an event, you're not going to go somewhere unprepared. You want to know the who, what, where, when, and why. So those questions are going to align for the president because he has the answers. Now, if he don't want to answer the question because he ain't got the answers, then that is a problem.
No, I just think that people think that he should be there at their beck and call to answer it the way they want to hear it.
No, we are not asking him to be there at our beck and call, but we are asking him to be awake when we are asking questions.
Well, he is awake.
Barely.
He's awake.
When he has his IV,
let's not talk about awake of a president,
and he's got his treatment
of someone who stayed in the basement. All of their
that
time.
That tan and spray be on and popping, baby.
Well,
when
at least he got a tan and he not white as a ghost.
When Trump has them injections and he had a good night rest and that Depends is on real fresh and tight, baby, he is unstoppable.
Well, at least we have somebody that's secure other than a
Here you go.
So anyway,
Kamala is her name.
That's another episode of Americana in the Books, you guys. I'm Willie Montague.
And I'm Shakea Hinton.
Thank you for showing up for real talk and real truth. We'll see you tomorrow right here on AFRO TV. Until then, stay aware, stay courageous, and never let the narrative define you.
Good night, guys.